in the path towards settlement.
Louisa Wall.
Kia ora, Mr Speaker. It's my pleasure to follow one of the two ministers who have put these bills to the House as a member of the Māori Affairs Select Committee. It is one of the areas that we do have cross-parliament support for, and I too want to acknowledge how well it's chaired by the Honourable Tau Henare in collaboration with my colleague, the Honourable Parikora Poromia. But it's been really interesting to come into this term and to look at some of the histories of these claims. And I do want to take some time just to look at the Maraeroa A and B claims settlement bill and the Maraeroa A and B blocks incorporation bill. So if we look at the history of this claim, in 1986, Charlie Wehi filed a claim with the Waitangi Tribunal relating to the blocks and other tracts of land, which was Y630. After Charlie Wehi passed away, and I want to mihi to Charlie's whānau and all the whānau who are here, because I think a lot of the histories in our treaty settlements were started by a lot of our tupuna who aren't here anymore. And so this is a very special day for the whānau, because it is part of the continuation of that legacy. I want to note that Piripi Crown then became the named claimant, and my colleague, the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta, has just said that he's been honoured. He was recently honoured in the Queen's Honours List for his services to Māori, so I want to acknowledge that. So following extensive discussion with the Crown in 2008, the Crown agreed to negotiate with the trustees of the settling entity, the Te Maru o Rereahu Trust, and we are where we are today, having a deed of settlement drafted. We have a bill before the House, and so this bill is based on a settlement of a land block for named descendants only, and I want to actually focus on that because it does not relate to the more typical hapu or iwi settlement. This is actually about the descendants of the original owners of Maraeroa A and B blocks. And so it is a very special piece of legislation. And I wanted to highlight the support that has been received within that context by the Maniapoto Māori Trust Board, who are supporting Te Maru o Rereahu Trust. And when we look at the whakapapa, it was interesting that Maniapoto lived in the 17th century, and his father was the Rereahu, who is the descendant of the Maraeroa block. So nā raukawa ko Rereahu, so raukawa beget Rereahu, nā Rereahu ko Maniapoto, Rereahu beget Maniapoto, he ara tau tika mai kia hau. Here I boast of my noble line. So I just wanted to recite some of that whakapapa. And I also wanted to also acknowledge that the incorporation will have one share which will be held by the trustees of the Maraeroa A and B Trust on behalf of the settling group, who are the beneficial owners, and that the settling group is defined by reference back to specific native land court orders containing the lists of the original owners of the blocks for A and B. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about those blocks of lands, because the Crown began between 1916 and 1951 the remaining Māori-owned areas of Maraeroa A and B blocks were alienated. So today, only 7.2 hectares from the Maraeroa A and B blocks remain in Māori ownership. I think there has been a significant reduction in terms of the total land area that the original owners had, and it was thought to be around 47,000 acres. So when you think today that the return of those lands is only going to be 7.2 hectares, there has been a significant reduction in the original ownership. So I also want to acknowledge that this settlement, there has been a reduction in what the original owners had owned. But I want to thank the House for the opportunity to speak, and I'll give my colleagues further opportunity in the third reading. Kia ora.
David Clendon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Tēnā koe, kei te mihi.